What is good, YouTube? I am in the house. Power Gaming's in the house. It's been so long. It's been like years since your live stream. It has been a while, my man. It has been quite a while since I've been live on a Thursday. But if you checked out the video description, you seen I've got a 3-day weekend, which means I am off tomorrow. So I thought it'd be a fun thing to do on a Thursday night and do a little live stream. And just see here, let's see, I did a live stream back 2 weeks ago on September 30th, but before that, it was July 27th. It has been a while. Mr. Teriyaki, what is good, my friend? Welcome to the live stream. Just going to do some fun stuff tonight. I'm looking really shiny. Been trying to keep this bald head thing going. I invested in one of these little skull shavers. I'm going to have to get some makeup and powder my head or something. I'm going to go live. Or, you know what? There we go. Much better. Ripping that Pens hockey. They're on again tonight. They won their opener the other night. But we're not here to talk hockey. We're here to talk wrestling. Before I dive into anything else, let me just check something real quick while I got a few peeps in here. Just want to say thank y'all for anybody who doesn't follow us across social media. We had a record week last week for the podcast. 1,600 downloads, 1,606 as of right now. So I had never gotten over like 500 ever. 2 weeks ago, we're at 697, so right about 700 for episode 167. The following week is 1,606 downloads. We were doing like 200 plus a day. And then so far, this week's episode 169, we're at 785, so we're just shy of 800. But we are on pace for another big week on the podcast. So I don't know what's going on or where all these downloads came from all of a sudden, but thank y'all. Like, for real, like, thank y'all for the support. Like I said, I posted it to the social media of the show. Couldn't believe I actually, we hit that milestone. I couldn't have done it without y'all. You have the exact same one. I'm taking the hat. Oh, they're the skull shaver. This thing. Yeah, this thing's pretty sweet. I got it off Amazon for like $30. Like, I can't come. I used to use just regular clippers. And I would do it every couple weeks, but I've been using a skull shaver. I mean, I did it yesterday, so I got a little ASMR there. So I got a little bit of stuff to go. So I'll probably do this after I'm done streaming. I love this little thing. This thing is good investment. If you're going for that ball look, pick up one of these little things off of Amazon, like $30. Totally fire. Let's see. Says I might not catch the live streams every time, but 100% download. Listen, man, I appreciate it. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Let's see. Power Gamer says I've been watching AEW a lot more now and SmackDown and Raw. Power Gamer, I have not really watched much wrestling. Like after I stopped live streaming, I kind of stopped watching. I just kind of stopped. Like I just couldn't put myself through it every week. And then, I started getting into AEW. Okay, then I started watching Raw again. I started watching, I bowl on Friday nights. I bowl in a league on Friday nights. So I don't get to watch SmackDown Live. I usually watch it on Saturdays. But the new NXT 2.0, I'm not a fan after a few weeks. And AEW's still killing it. But there is one thing I want to talk about. I'm glad you brought up CM Punk. Because I'm going to talk about some CM Punk here in a little bit. I'm going to give it the unpopular opinion on CM Punk. The unpopular opinion. And for those who check it out later, let me just bring this in here right now. We are on all the social medias, guys. Facebook.com/wrestling fans. Hulk smash that like button. Keep up to date with everything we're doing here on the show. Of course, you're checking out the live stream here on YouTube. YouTube.com/wrestling with fans. If If you haven't done so already, super click that subscribe button. I'd love to get back on that sub train. We've lost a few, and I've earned the people who've unsubscribed. We're down to 103, which is fine. I know I earned it. I disappeared for a minute. But I originally said a few weeks ago I was going to do one video a week, but I might up that a little bit. And I'll talk about that later too. And of course, Instagram, at Wrestling with Fans. Check out the website, wrestlingwithfans.com. New audio shows posted every single Monday morning at 6:05 a.m. So start your week off right with Wrestling with Fans, where you can take us on the go. Download us to your favorite podcast listening device. You can get us wherever you get your podcast fix. Apple, Google, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher. And the email, wwf.show@gmail.com. Coming back in here. So I've got a lot of news stories to go over because I figure I might use some of this for this week's podcast. I've already got an outline planned, but there's one thing I want to touch real quick again before I'm just kind of distracted. I keep distracting myself with other stuff because it's been a while since I've done like a legit Thursday live stream. But your boy, even at 40 years old, is finally on the TikTok train. And I have gone down the Wrestle Talk rabbit hole. Not Wrestle Talk, the YouTube channel. Which, by the way, shout out to Wrestle Talk. These guys are awesome. I watch them every day. But Wrestle Talk or Wrestling TikTok. So, I've got my own TikTok. Did I post my own content? I've got a couple videos up for my stuff. But there is going to be a Wrestling with Fans TikTok where we'll do some reaction videos and fun stuff, maybe little clips from live streams and whatnot. But I just haven't sat down to make it. But I have gone down the wrestling TikTok rabbit hole. So be on the lookout for a wrestling TikTok. I still have the Discord, but again, I'm gonna build this community back up. We're gonna rebuild like the $6 Million Man. And once we get going again, then we'll break out the Discord for everybody. So where do I want to begin? Let's start with an interesting one that I noticed earlier today. This came up earlier today. So WWE has apparently canceled an upcoming pay-per-view. Now, we do have Dirty Saudi Blood Money 3 or 4 coming next Thursday, the 21st. I will go live next Thursday evening, probably around 7. Because I don't want to do a late stream. But next Thursday at 7, we're going to go live and we're going to talk about Dirty Saudi Blood Money and see what all kind of crap show WWE gives us over in Saudi Arabia. But after Dirty Saudi Blood Money, we have Survivor Series coming up in November. But according to Uncle Dave over at Wrestling Observer, WWE was originally going to have a pay-per-view at the Allstate Arena in mid-December, which would have been the TLC pay-per-view. But apparently that is not happening now. They are concentrating on the WWE Day 1 pay-per-view, which will take place January 1st, 2022 in Atlanta, GA. And then, of course, we get the Royal Rumble later that month on the 29th from St. Louis. So I'm not exactly sure where this is coming from. We're no TLC, which should be interesting. No December pay-per-view. So I don't know if they'll bring it back the following year or what's going on. The one good thing I can say is, they're going to have Survivor Series at the end of November. They can take a full month off because you got, obviously you got your Christmas season with all the other holidays going on, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, all that stuff, all in December. And then New Year's Eve right after Christmas. It's a lot for people to try to watch wrestling and pay attention with the busy holiday season right around the corner. It's hard to believe it's right around the corner. So taking the month of December off might not be such a bad thing. And then they kick off the new year right, 2022 on January 1st with the day one pay-per-view. So it'd be interesting to see if we end up getting TLC again down the line or what's going to happen. But we'll see how that goes. Let's catch up with the chat here. Power Game says, NXT 2.0 is stupid. Yes, I'm going to touch on NXT 2.0 here in a bit. We all know Undertaker is going to be at Survivor Series. I'm not sold yet that Taker's going to be at Survivor Series. Maybe an appearance in front of the live crowd, but no matches. He has said in a recent interview, and I can't remember where I heard this or where I saw this, but he is done because he's not going to be at Dirty Saudi Blood Money, which is usually when Vince likes to bring back all the old hits. Speaking of which, again, I heard this watching a YouTube video, a wrestling YouTube channel. I don't remember which one it was, so I can't give them credit or where they got the news from. But according to what they were reporting, from what they had heard, the Saudi royal prince had wanted Daniel Bryan and CM Punk to be at the upcoming show next week. Unfortunately, as anybody with half a brain knows, they are currently signed to All Elite Wrestling. But it's so interesting to see just how out of touch he is. You know, the reports over the previous years in the dealings with Saudi Arabia is that, you know, he always wants these old stars. You know, at one point he wanted the Ultimate Warrior and Yokozuna. Obviously, both of them have long since passed away. Just totally out of touch. Speaking of out of touch, let's talk about Stephanie McMahon. You like that segue, didn't you? Stephanie McMahon was recently inducted into the International Sports Hall of Fame. It took place this past Saturday. She's the first female executive inducted into the International Sports Hall of Fame. She took to Twitter afterwards stating, "Humbled and honored to be the first female executive inducted into the International Sports Hall of Fame with such a prestigious class. The key messages from all were passion, love, hard work, intention, and believing in yourself. Hashtag words to live by. Hashtag ISHOF. Also going in that class, former NFL stars Marcus Allen, Jay Cutler, and martial artist Billy Blanks, the man that gave us Tybo. If you grew up in the 90s, you know all about that Tybo. And also, interesting note to add, hubby Triple H was inducted into that same Hall of Fame back in 2015. Speaking of quotes, I just came across this. Recently speaking with that 90s wrestling podcast, Mike Bennett, who some of you may know as Mike Kanellis, husband of Maria Kanellis, who was under contract with WWE up until last year, and he was a part of one of the mass releases that went on. An interesting quote, and I thought I would share that with everybody here. He goes on to say, "I mean, Roman is the best. He's the man. That dude would watch our 205 live matches and help us after our matches, and would give us good critique. He wouldn't be like, all of you guys are doing too much. Nope. He would be genuine and be like, hey, if you did this, but if you took a second longer after you did this, think about how the crowd would react." And you're like, oh, genuine critique to the point where you're like, oh, you're actually watching our matches at 10 o'clock at night when everyone else has left the building. Thank you. He's great. Without Roman, I don't know what I'd be interested in because there's really nothing else in that company that interests me. So an interesting quote there from Mike Bennett talking about how even after, you know, SmackDown was over, Raw was over, whatever the case would be, Roman is hanging out in the back, hovering around the monitor, watching 205 Live, and giving honest critique, you know, giving these guys pointers, which is amazing. You know, a lot of people were very critical, myself included, for, 6 years or so of how Roman was portrayed, and he just had the smug look. But when you'd see stuff backstage, and case in point, the Last Ride docuseries with The Undertaker. You see Roman and Taker interacting backstage. The dude just looks like a genuinely awesome guy. Seeing that changed my opinion of him 180, a complete 180 on him. You had always, heard rumblings and seen reports and rumor and innuendo from people in the know and reports from backstage talking about how, Roman's just a good guy. But it's kind of hard to believe because you never know what you can believe when you hear these, the internet reports and whatnot. But seeing that, just seeing how genuinely nice he seemed, made me really change my opinion about him. And then, of course, now that he is our tribal chief, that he is our head of the table, acknowledge him, the big dog, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Always got my Roman Reigns out. I don't have a lot of figs out. If you watched the last live stream I did 2 weeks ago, I don't have a lot. Like the shelf up here that had all the stuff up the wall, it's gone. It's all in a tote right now. I do have, for those who may have missed it last time, I'll just do a quick, you kind of see it over there. I've got, let's see if I can get my hand in here right. Taker. This whole thing is Taker. I got Star Wars. I got Thanos and MODOK in here. I got some more wrestlers up here. And a few more wrestlers down here. But that's really all I have out for wrestlers. And of course, you can see behind me my wrestling pop figures. I built a risers out of foam board and put all my wrestling pops up there. But I keep on my desk at all times the current champs. So obviously, you've seen I've got Roman Reigns. I've also got the man Big E, WWE champion. And last but certainly not least, I've got Kenny Omega, AEW champ. So I keep the three main champs on display here on the desk. And as the champs change, they'll rotate in and out. Hey, Salome, welcome, man. Long time no see. Says, guess who's back again? Salome's back. Tell a friend. Wait, I don't have any friends. Oh, come on, man. You got friends. You got the Wrestling with Fans community. We're all friends here. We're all friends. So I'll take that out. Let's see here. Let me check some other stuff here. Let's stay with Roman Reigns here for a minute. According to Paul Davis over at WrestlingNews.co, says here, we were told that he is the all-time merchandise seller among top heel wrestlers in the history of the company, Davis reported. One source told us that his merchandise sales are at the level of John Cena, and it's more impressive because Cena sold a ton of merchandise as a babyface, while Reigns is supposed to be a despised heel. If accurate, that is a huge deal. Heels have never made huge merchandise movers, while Cena is among the biggest in company history. For Reigns to be on par with the 16-time world champion is indicative of just how strong fans have connected with this version of his character. And I couldn't agree more. I am going to be getting a Roman Reigns shirt here soon. But I don't know if I've talked about this one. I haven't really talked about it. If y'all remember back over early in the summer, and again, I'm going to get on a sidetrack here, so I apologize. I talked about something I was getting done. And you can see, here's my little TikTok streaming kit for my phone. But this large chunk of stuff, I won't give away because there's info on the front here, but this large chunk of stuff, on recommendation from my doctor, I am currently in the process to get bariatric surgery. And for those who don't know what bariatric surgery is, I am either going to be getting a gastric bypass or the gastric sleeve, probably sometime next spring, maybe next summer. So I'm trying not to buy shirts because right now I'm about 370 pounds. My goal going into the surgery is going to be 350. So I've got about 20, 25 pounds left to lose before I go under the knife in about 6 months. And the ultimate goal weight for me is about 250. So I'm going to drop about 100 and some pounds. I mean, I'm 6'6", 370 right now. So I'm imagine a 6'6" guy at 250. I ain't going to be wearing no 5X tall shirts or 6X tall shirts. I'm going to be down in them them 2X ranges. So I don't want to buy a lot of stuff now, knowing I'm going to be losing a lot of weight. So I'm going to have a lot of big boy wrestling shirts that I might put up on the market for free, not for free, but for really cheap here soon. Power Gaming said something happening in October. Yes, that is an indie event that, as of last week, is now it's on hold right now. Again, when I get more details, if anything happens with it, I'll make sure I'll let you guys know on here. But right now, nothing going on. I don't think there's anything else that was the only thing I was talking about back in the summer that I didn't let anybody know. I started this process back in April, and here we are in October. It's about a 6-month process, but with my job and it's rough right now to be able to take time off. I'm kind of shooting for the end of May or June for getting the surgery. So I've got a ways to go, and I've still got I've got a laundry list, 20 some tests and doctor's visits and shit to do. So, excuse me. So it's going to be a process, but I'll keep you guys up to date. I'm actually filming vlogs that I'm going to put on my personal channel. So when I start filming more stuff and putting stuff up, I'll link it here on the wrestling channel. If anybody's interested in my personal life outside of the stream. So here, Salome says, SFW is no longer the owner of the SFW channel because he is in prison in Japan. You are now the owner of SFW. Well, congratulations, Salome, on being the current owner of SFW, and condolences to the previous owner for being in Japan. Hopefully the Yakuza don't eat him up. Let's see here. Let's talk more Roman Reigns. Same guy, Paul Davis of WrestlingNews.co, is also reporting there are no plans for Reigns to lose the Blue Universal Championship anytime soon. Even has a huge pay-per-view match with Brock Lesnar at Dirty Saudi Blood Money next week. Looms large. Again, it's not entirely surprising, if only because WWE recently shuffled around the Raw and SmackDown rosters, bringing new talent to the Blue brand, like Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Sheamus. Now, if you remember 2 weeks ago, I did a full draft breakdown. You can check that out over at WrestlingWithFans.com. And I talked about how outside of Drew, there's no real serious babyface contenders for Roman on SmackDown. Yeah, he could do a one-off with maybe Xavier, a one-off with Kofi. Neither one would be taken seriously. Jeff Hardy is well past his prime, and I love Jeff Hardy, and I love that he's using No More Words as his theme song yet again. But realistically, the only person over there, Sheamus, they can turn babyface, and he would be, a credible challenger, but realistically, we know Sheamus ain't going to beat Roman. The only one that you could maybe think is Drew, but again, he had such a long run with the WWE Championship in the Thunderdome era. I can't see Drew dethroning the Tribal Chief. WWE really needs to set somebody up long term. Roman's been champ for well over a year now, and if he keeps the belt for another year, like an old Hogan run where Hogan would hold the belt for 2 to 3 years at a time, I'm good with that. But during that time, they really need to build somebody up. They really need to start laying the groundwork for babyface to come up through the ranks. Build the steam. Get that babyface heat. Really set themselves up where 6 months, 9 months, a year, 18 months, 2 years down the line, whoever dethrones Roman Reigns is going to be a made man. So I really hope WWE is playing the long game with Roman. And they just got to be careful, too. They also got to make sure they keep the challengers fresh. So, while he's doing this program with Brock, start heating up the next babyface, whether that be Drew or Jeff Hardy or, a babyface turn for Sheamus. Kofi and Xavier, I think they're going to be kind of in the tag ranks. I don't think they're going to give them a singles run. Maybe a one-off match on a SmackDown and a feud with, the Usos or something like that. But they got to build somebody. They got to find that next person. Start building up your baby faces. Let them get wins. Stop with this 50-50 booking crap. Somebody's got to lose. Build a baby face. Make them seem credible. Someone like a Shinsuke Nakamura. Just have him start running through those mid-level heels and have him go against Roman. Maybe not title for title, even if it's a non-title match. Or if it's just for the WWE or for the Universal Championship. Build somebody up. Make them seem credible. Don't just be like, hey, Roman, I want a title shot. Okay. Because that's how it's been, in recent years. I'm not a fan. Not a fan at all. Let's see here. Salmi adds, I lost interest in WWE or wrestling as a whole 1 or 2 months ago, but I got back in. Salmi, I feel you, man. When I disappeared in July, I pretty much gave up on wrestling. I just wasn't entertained. I talked about it in my return video. I tried taking on so much between, the YouTube channel live streaming, the audio version, the podcast, trying to keep up with social medias, taking on the whole KC Toys venture with Chris, working 2 jobs, having a girlfriend with a teenage daughter who's playing sports. I took on too much and I crashed. And I crashed hard. I was not a pleasant person to be around for a while. I fully admit that. And it's taken me a while to try, really get back into the groove of things. And even though I won't be able to live stream as much, I may just say screw it and just start trying to live stream every week again. I just will have to do it earlier. I can't do these late streams unless I'm off. But I really miss streaming. I really miss the chat. Appreciate y'all joining me here. Power Gaming adds in here. Maybe Bobby or Goldberg could defeat him. Goldberg, no. No. Goldberg, no. Just no. Look at me right here in the eyes. Power Gaming, right here. We're locked eyes. Reach out. Put your hand up against mine. No. No Goldberg. No. No Goldberg. I'm over Goldberg. Goldberg needs to go away. I hope Lashley destroys Goldberg. I want to talk about Goldberg, too. That's a good segue, because I was going to bring this up later. Real quick, though. And now I'm waiting for Jimmy Wang Yang to return for him to go against Roman Reigns. I'll be all about some Jimmy Wang Yang coming back for a one-off against Roman. But let me touch on Goldberg. Thank you, Power Gamer, for bringing him up. Teriyaki says, yeah, I want Goldberg to go away. I do, too. I'm kind of over Goldberg. He was great in his prime. When he came back a few times here and there, it was okay. But now, just no. But recently, in his promos, and this is what really chaps my ass. Goldberg telling everybody he's going to kill Bobby Lashley. Now, you don't do that in wrestling. And I've listened to Wade Keller. I've been a PW Torch VIP member for the last few years. And he brings it up a lot. And you don't go out and tell the crowd you're going to kill your opponent. You do not. You just don't say stuff like that. Just no. You just don't say stuff like that. And B, you give off the impression that you're really going to try to hurt this guy. When everybody with the half of brain knows you are not going to literally kill him. But when you keep saying that over and over and over again, I'm going to leave your lifeless body gasping for breath. Bill, I hate to break it to you, but a lifeless body is basically a dead body. They wouldn't be gasping for breath. It kind of go against what you're trying to convey. I don't know who's writing Goldberg's promos, because I don't know if he's coming up with them himself or if one of the writing staff. Just stop. Nobody talks like that. Harry says here, I don't know, Undertaker almost died during his Goldberg match. That was in Saudi Arabia. That was a dirty Saudi blood money match. And yes, almost died. And Twitch keeps sending me emails, and I don't even use Twitch anymore. I wouldn't mind going back to Twitch, but I kind of like YouTube. YouTube is my jam. I got a good community here on YouTube. But yeah, Goldberg, just stop. Stop saying you're going to kill people. Go out there and tell everybody you're going to whoop his ass. You're going to beat him, pillar to post. But you just stop with the kill stuff. It's stupid. And what worries me is, I guess I don't know if it really worries me, because if you've been paying attention long enough, these Saudi shows, the dirty Saudi blood money, they are non-canon. Because WWE they don't promote that they're in Saudi Arabia anymore. They just say crown jewel, crown jewel, crown jewel. And they don't really highlight them after the fact because they don't want to give any more promotion to the country of Saudi Arabia, or the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I don't want them coming after me next. They give take all their money, but they don't promote Saudi Arabia anymore. I don't know if they've kind of figured out a way around that, but I don't blame them. I'm happy for WWE that they're able to get that income, the revenue for their investors, but their partnership with Saudi Arabia, especially after the other year with the other plane ride or the tarmac from hell or whatever you want to call it, when they were stuck and being held hostage, they should have instantly just cut ties with Saudi Arabia. But unfortunately, Vince McMahon loves money more than anything, and yeah. All right, one last little news story here that I picked up. These last few have come from Bleacher Report, but WrestleVotes has stated that WWE officials came close to splitting up the former Raw Tag Champions AJ Styles and Omos during the draft. And again, if you listen to my draft special, links down to the website wrestlingwithfans.com. You can go back and you can listen to my draft special from 2 weeks ago. Where they basically killed every women's tag team and they split up just about every other tag team possible. They almost split up AJ and Omos. Part of me kind of wishes they did. The singles division on Raw could really benefit from somebody like AJ Styles, especially heel AJ against babyface Big E. It could be a credible contender, a former world champion in his own right. He would be a credible contender to Big E. So I'd be okay if they split them. They could even still do a singles run and have Omos as his heater, as his muscle. But yeah, they just keep breaking up tag teams all the time. And it's kind of ridiculous. All right. So here's some more stuff. Let's jump to an AEW article. So Tony Khan's taking shots at WWE Raw. And I like Tony Khan. I don't like his dad's dealings with China. I'm not going political, but if you're ever curious, you can look up Shad Khan's relationships and the things he said. We'll leave that for another day. So, Robbie Fox of Barstool Sports had Tony Khan on his My Mom's Basement program. And Khan offered the following critique of WWE Raw. He says here, quote, "We'll see what happens. I'm not saying for sure we'll win, and maybe the odds are against us in some ways, but we're going to give a better show. I know. If you believe me, watch the go-home show they did last night because it sucked." This was followed up not long after with the tweet talking about how this coming Friday, SmackDown will be moved over to FS1, where, excuse me, they will now go 2.5 hours, a supersized edition of SmackDown over on FS1. So it'll run from 8 p.m. Eastern to 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And of course, AEW Rampage runs from 10 p.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern on TNT. So Tony Khan tweeted out after the announcement. He says, "I saw you're doing a half an hour head-to-head with us. I can't wait to finally beat your main show head-to-head. It's been a long time coming. See you next Friday for AEW Rampage on TNT." Now, AEW is also doing a buy-in show this coming Friday, which will stream live on YouTube from 9 to 10 p.m. leading in to Rampage starting at 10 p.m. And one of the matches we're going to get, and I don't know how this is going to fare with bringing our audience to YouTube, but originally Bryan Danielson versus Bobby Fish was going to be in that buy-in program, but now it is going to be the American Dragon Bryan Danielson versus Minoru fucking Suzuki. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. If you know anything about Minoru Suzuki, you know that he is pretty much a hardcore legend from Japan. Uh, Stiff, strong style. So it'll be interesting how that goes. We're also getting on SmackDown that night. So they're kind of counter programming each other, which is interesting. WWE has been nefarious for counter programming AEW at every step. So now it seems like AEW is kind of firing back and counter programming themselves with this buy-in show featuring Danielson and Suzuki. But SmackDown, I believe Brock Lesnar is advertised for SmackDown this Friday. And the main event, as of now, the advertised main event will see the Boss Sasha Banks versus the Man Becky Lynch. So even though the show is being moved to FS1, which always is going to be a hit for the ratings, it's always going to take a hit, moving to a smaller network, FS1, having Brock Lesnar announce an extra 30 minutes and Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch is the main event. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. Also, I don't have all the details, but coming up in November, both WWE and AEW will be performing at the UBS Arena in Long Island, New York. I think the shows are 1 or 2 weeks apart. WWE's ticket sales as of now are close to 3,000 tickets sold. Meanwhile, AEW's Dynamite, which is running, let's see here, Raw will be November 29th. Dynamite is December 8th, so a week and a half later. Right now, again, WWE's ticket sales around 3,000 for that building. AEW has sold 7,500 tickets. So over 2.5 times more tickets sold currently for the same venue a week and a half apart. That is not a good sign for Vince and Company. That is not a good sign for Vince and Company that their main competition is outselling them in the same building that they're going to be running. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as the shows draw near. WWE might have to paper that event. Speaking of papering, they didn't do that at Raw. And I saw it on TikTok. And I've seen reports, and I listened to a live call-in on the Pro Wrestling Torch Raw post show Monday night. There might have been 3,000 to 4,000 people in the arena on Monday night. The entire hard camera side was empty. There was nobody in the upper deck and anywhere in the building. It was basically the lower bowl, the ring side, and the lower bowl on, the TV side. The rest of the arena was empty. And the guy, he posted the video to TikTok and just showed just how empty that arena is. And that's not good. That took place in San Francisco. Now, one could say that you might be able to thank the LA Dodgers and San Francisco Giants in the MLB playoffs, who are playing in the same city on the same night at the exact same time Raw was going on. Probably didn't help their ticket sales. Still interesting to see. We'll follow up on that as those shows draw near, because I'm sure a lot of people are going to be talking about it. Let's see. Salome says here, Mr. Technical Wrestler versus Light Tube Cinder Block, ladder, barbed wire, ladder, unprotected chair boy. Yep. It's going to be an interesting contest. Again, like I said, I bowl on Friday nights, so I will be checking all of that out when I get home late Friday. Luckily, the team we're bowling, they're all on vacation, because we were supposed to bowl Jen, because Jen bowls in the same league as I do. She bowls with her family. I bowl with my bowling family. We're on different teams. And the first night we're supposed to go head-to-head, we're not going to do it. She's out of town. She's on vacation with family down in Florida, and her family that she bowls with, they're at a bowling tournament this weekend. So we're going to be bowling unopposed. So maybe we'll get out a little sooner, and I can come home and catch maybe the end of SmackDown Live and then watch Rampage afterwards. Have a late night Friday night wrestling, which I haven't done in quite a while. So it'll be interesting. Might be fun. Might be fun. I have a couple other news stories I want to get to. I wasn't really planning. I wasn't sure how this stream was going to go, to be perfectly honest. Because the one I did 2 weeks ago, I think Power Gaming popped in for a minute, had a comment, and then there was really not a lot else. Really wasn't a lot else going on that show. So I did as much as I could. But we got a lively chat in here tonight. Appreciate you guys so much. I'm going to take a quick couple minute break. I'm gonna put up my away screen, play some tunes for you. And let's see, let me get rid of this. Bring this back. Let's see. You take a quick pause for the calls. I'm not gonna play a video because I don't really have any YouTube content to play. Actually, you know what? I could play, and then I don't even have it queued up. I'd have to set it all back because I took all that stuff away. But I'm gonna play a little music. Be back in just a couple minutes. Got a few more news stories, and then anything you guys want to talk about in the chat, comment. I'll come back with the chat window up. I'm talking about anything, wrestling, non-wrestling. If you guys watched What If, I have not caught What If yet. We'll talk about some stuff. So we'll be back. Let's see, let me pull up my stream tunes. All right, guys, I'll be back in just a minute. Stay tuned. Back in just a minute here on Wrestling with Fans. We're back in here. I'll leave the music on low in the background. I kind of like that little tunage in the background. Power Gaming, thanks for popping in for a little bit, man. Good to see you again. Hopefully, I will see you again soon. Might do a Saturday stream. I might do a Saturday stream Saturday morning. We'll see how things go. I'll announce it on Facebook and Instagram, so make sure you're following us there. Or just look for the notification for the live stream here on YouTube. But Power Gaming, have a great night, my friend. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Let's see if we missed anything. Terry says, anyone catch Star Wars Visions? I have not. I have not caught Star Wars Visions. Of course, I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. But I have not caught Visions. I have heard some good things. I've heard the first episode is amazing. And the rest of it's kind of like, eh. Like, that's about all I know of Visions. I need to catch that. I need to watch Squid Game just so I can feel like I'm caught up with everything current. I haven't watched What If. I've been waiting. All the other Disney series for Marvel, I have pretty much watched in real time. Each week, first chance I get that day when the episode drops, I'd watch it. But for What If, I said, you know what? It's not something that's on my priority list. So I've waited for the entire series to complete, and I'll probably binge that sometimes this weekend. Because like I said, Jen's in Florida, so I've got time to do stuff this weekend. So I might watch Visions, and I might have to check out What If, too. This is a few good episodes. I'll check it out. I'm curious. Like I said, I've heard some good things, and I've heard some okay things, and the Pens just tied it up 2-2. I'm trying to like pay attention to the hockey game and stream at the same time, and it's been pretty difficult, but I've got the score up on my screen just so I can pay attention. Watching my pens. Let's see. Let's get to a couple more news stories here. Quick fire. It was just announced earlier today. Ms. and Mrs. has been renewed for a third season. It will consist of 10 episodes and is expected to air on the USA Network sometime in 2022. The Miz announced that on his appearance on the Ellen DeGeneres show earlier today. The Miz is a current contestant on Dancing with the Stars. I only watched his first performance. I don't even know if he's still on the show, but Miz, congratulations on Miz and Mrs. being renewed. And this is going to segue into something. I've got a video idea, and it's just a rough idea. But I'm going to rank the top 7 American wrestling promotions. I thought about doing that to be fun, so I might work on something like that. But one of those that would be included in that list, and arguably, maybe the number 3 promotion in America right now, Game Changer Wrestling, GCW, the hottest thing in wrestling, thanks to Nick Gage being on Dark Side of the Ring, the former Zack Ryder, the Broski himself, Matt Cardona, and their viral, marketing for his match. Mox showing up constantly. Nick Gage showing up on Dynamite to face Chris Jericho. Game Changer Wrestling is the year of Game Changer Wrestling. I mean, they've been hot all year 2021. But they just announced a new California-based promotion called LA Fights. In a press release, GCW said that the promotion will serve as a showcase for wrestlers from the West Coast to perform on a GCW platform. The first show will take place on November 28th at the Don Quixote on Olympic Boulevard in LA. The show is streamed live for free on GCW's YouTube page. It says here, this is from GCW promoter Brett Lauderdale. Los Angeles has become a second home for GCW. When we returned to LA in August, we were welcomed with open arms. It felt great to be back, and it felt like there was an opportunity to do so much more. GCW will return to LA on October 22nd and 23rd for 2 shows. Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 7 will take place on October 22nd, while War Ready, which will be headlined by Nick Gage versus Minoru Suzuki, will take place the following day. So more Minoru Suzuki. Seems like he's doing a USA tour. So be on the lookout for that. Congrats to GCW. All right. And let's see. Selmy says, RIP Charlie Watts. Didn't he die like a couple months ago? From the Rolling Stones, Charlie Watts? I thought he died like a few months ago. But then again, I haven't been streaming in a few months, so we'll allow it. We'll let it slide. Here's another AEW news story. AEW president and CEO Tony Khan is interested in talking with former Bray Wyatt, now going by his real name, Wyndham Rotunda, at the right place and time. During appearance on WFAN's Moose and Maggie earlier this week, Khan said he hasn't talked to Rotunda about signing with AEW. The New York Post followed up on that in an interview with Khan, asking him if that's a conversation he'd like to have when the timing is right for everyone. And Tony goes on to say, yep, I really like Wyndham. I know him a little bit, and I really enjoy him. The last time I saw him was at Chris Jericho's birthday party, and that was a long time ago. I like him as a person very much, and he's a really talented person at the right time and place. Sure, I'd be interested to talk to him. I'm interested to talk to him in general because he's a great person. The rumor and innuendo was that the former Bray Wyatt could be Impact Wrestling bound, along with former WWE superstar Braun Strowman. But again, no word on yet what the deal is. And we'll finish up with the last news story here, and we'll talk about some other stuff. This past Sunday, there was a picture posted to social media of Tony Khan on the sideline, and he's posing with the notebook in hand, And if you zoom in and read the notebook, it is the reported working card for AEW Full Gear coming November 13th. So for those of you who haven't seen it, you can check out Tony Khan. You probably just Google it. You can find it. But here's the card as it's written on this sheet of paper. It's just scribbled in Tony's handwriting. And not really a shocker after winning the ladder match to get the chip. AEW World Champion Kenny Omega versus Hangman Adam Page, coming a full year after the previous match at Full Gear. Also written down, Jon Moxley versus Bryan Danielson. The Inner Circle versus America's Top Team. MJF versus Darby Allin. CM Punk versus Wardlow. Thunder Rosa versus Jade Cargill. Adam Cole, Bebe versus Christian Cage. The Young Bucks taking on Jurassic Express. Cody Rhodes versus Malachi Black. Or Andrade El Idolo or Miro. Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Brothers versus FTR. And Women's Champion Britt Baker versus a bunch of question marks. Now, also interesting, if you really pay attention, there are names circled in each of these lines, which would indicate, now, for those of you who ever did, fantasy wrestling or, like me, did backyard wrestling, I had a notebook when I was in class, when I had downtime. I would book out that week's cards. You write it out, and I'd underline or circle who would I wanted to go over in that match. So several names on this sheet of notebook paper are circled. I won't spoil that part for you. So if you want to look into that, you guys can do so at your own leisure. But yeah, interesting. Not sure if that was on purpose or an accidental leak of the Full Gear card by Tony Khan. Salome says here, who remembers Beetlejuice in WCW? Man, I listened to My World with Jeff Jarrett, and me plugging another podcast is probably don't, because of course I want you to listen to me. But if you haven't checked out My World, Jeff Jarrett's show with Conrad Thompson, if you can get through all the ads, and yes, I know you can go to ad-free shows and pay like $30 a month to get everything ad-free, which I think is ridiculous, but that's just my opinion. There's a lot of people that pay a lot of money for that crap because they love it. But he talked about, I don't remember what show was on, what episode, but he was talking about that with Beetlejuice in WCW and whacking the little guy over the head with the guitar, which I remember that, which I thought was hilarious. And we'll cut the music. I forgot I got my Spotify. I don't have Spotify Premium anymore. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So for the chat, is there anything for y'all in the chat y'all want to chat about? Because I'm gonna end the stream here in a few minutes. It's closing in on the 9 o'clock hour here on the East Coast. I am off tomorrow, but like I said earlier in the show, working towards that gastric bypass procedure, some type of bariatric surgery, and I have a couple of doctor's appointments to do tomorrow morning. So I don't want to be up super late streaming. So I will do a stream on Saturday. I don't know what time. Probably sometime in the morning / early afternoon. I probably won't do late because it's supposed to be nice this weekend, and I might sit outside. I've got a stogie that I've been sitting on that's Jen would kill me if she knew I smoked it, so don't tell her. And hi, honey, if you're watching. I might just go get some more cigars and go sit out, make a little fire by my fire pit, and have a cigar this weekend, Saturday night, because I haven't done it in a while. Terry says, if I watch any of the Dark Side of the Ring lately, I am behind on Dark Side of the Ring, and I don't even remember the episodes. I have watched. I got to remember which ones are which. Okay, I'm going back to the beginning. I did watch the Brian Pillman. Wait, that's season 3. Okay, I've watched The Plane Ride from Hell. The Plane Ride from Hell was interesting. The Plane Ride from Hell was a really interesting one. No, of course, after the plane ride from hell episode, it's, Ric Flair became a victim of cancel culture. Even though I don't want to misquote, put out misinformation, because Google loves, you know, kicking people off the platform. Just ask Steven Crowder. It sucks. I love Steven Crowder, but I've got Blaze TV, so I'll watch him anyway. That people like Terry Ronalds are talking about how Vince and Linda were on the flight. According to a lot of other people, Vince and Linda were not on that flight. Depending on whose story you believe or which person you hear, tells a different story. It still sucks. Still shouldn't have happened. But as Tommy Dreamer said, Nate's gonna Nate. The Chris Kanyon episode was absolutely amazing. I love Chris Kanyon. Who better than Kanyon? The Mortis character was awesome. Yeah, R.I.P. Tommy Dreamer. He bit the bullet too. I mean, Impact cut ties with him. Busted Open hasn't cut ties with him, but Busted Open Radio does not. It hasn't had Tommy on since. That's another cool show. If you have Sirius XM, I'd check out Busted Open Radio. Dave LaGreca, Bully Ray, Mark Henry, Tommy Dreamer, but not Tommy Dreamer anymore. But yeah, Busted Open's good, but Busted Open kind of cut ties. Dave LaGreca said they're not going to have Tommy on for a while. But yeah, R.I.P. Tommy Dreamer. That was rough. The Kanyon episode was great. I did not watch the Onita's FMW. I was never a big fan of FMW, so it wasn't something I was really worried about. I am curious about the Johnny Canine episode. I have not watched that yet. But of the episodes that are left, Luna Vachon, which I think is on tonight. I definitely want to watch that Luna Vachon episode. I always like Luna Vachon. Crazy. And then the next 2 weeks should be interesting. Rob Black's XPW, another hardcore deathmatch episode. And then finally on October 28th, the episode that I think everybody wants to see, the one on the steroid trials. That should be quite interesting to watch. But yeah, so far, I mean, the Plane Ride from Hell and Chris Kanyon were amazing. I will probably watch the Luna Vachon episode later. He says the Johnny Canine episode is fantastic. I'll check that one out. I'm more curious about Johnny Canine than I am about FMW. I mean, FMW was around kind of like the same time as ECW, and I always thought ECW was a better product. FMW, some of that Japan deathmatch shit is fucking out of this world. Just, yeah. Yeah, FMW is some crazy shit, but I'll check out Johnny Canine, and of course Luna's on right now. And I do have a red light on my cable box, which means it is recording good. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, I'm curious. But that steroid trial episode should be pretty good. I think I talked about the Plane Ride from Hell a couple podcasts ago. What I really need to do, I don't know why I don't do this. I've been doing the show for 3.5 years now. I've got 169 nice episodes. 170 will come out on Monday. I should probably have detailed notes about what every episode is about. I don't. I really, really don't. And I don't know why. I need to hire an intern to go through every episode. And oddly enough, full disclosure, I don't even have. I have the first 6, and then 14 through 169. Somewhere along the way, I do not have audio for episodes 7 through 13. They're not on the old YouTube channel. They are not anywhere on either of my computers or my hard drives. So I have no idea where episodes 7 through 13 are. But I have every other episode, which is cool. I'm glad I have every other episode. It says here, waiting for Cobra Kai season 4. Yes, Salome. I am super pumped. Have you seen the trailer for Cobra Kai season 4? Little teaser. The little teaser for Cobra Kai season 4. I'm super pumped. Terry Silver is back. Super pumped for that. Have y'all seen the trailer for Spider-Man? I'm pumped for Spidey. I have not seen Eternals yet. I have not seen Shang-Chi yet. I haven't even seen Black Widow yet. I know Black Widow, I think, is on Disney Plus now, so I'll have to watch Black Widow at some point soon. But I'm all about Spidey. I'm super pumped for like the Spideyverse, all the villains coming back, the fact that we are probably, it's unconfirmed, but if you, read all the stuff online about it, Toby and Andrew Garfield will be back, so we'll have 3 Spideys. Once again, if you watched, WandaVision, it was all about all Mephisto's the hidden villain. Every Disney Plus show, Mephisto is the villain. Mephisto is the villain. And then we get Kang. Well, we get a version of Kang for Loki. And I love Kang the Conqueror. Kang. If you ever want to watch a cool Kang, watch Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes on Disney Plus. To me, that is the best Avengers show. Avengers Assemble was okay. They canceled Earth's Mightiest Heroes when the Avengers, the MCU became big, and they rebranded as Avengers Assemble and kind of continued the show with like the movie cast as opposed to what they had built on Earth's Mightiest Heroes. But the Kang storyline, Come the Conqueror, Man from the Future, the episodes they did with Kang, awesome. Check those out if you want to see some cool Kang stuff. Let's see. I'm getting an error message on my end that says we have errors, so if the stream's kind of screwing up, guys, I apologize. Hopefully everything is good on your all's end, but I'm getting a big error that says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. So hopefully everything's working out for you guys. Terry, I'm so pumped for Toby. I'm actually really pumped for Andrew Garfield because I have said here's my stance on it. Okay. Tobey Maguire was the perfect Peter Parker. He was an okay Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield was an okay Peter Parker, but a perfect Spider-Man. And my boy Tom Holland is both. Because to me, Peter Parker was kind of nerdy and quiet and reserved. To me, that's Tobey's Spidey. He wasn't quite quick-witted or sarcastic or whatnot. He had moments, but not what when I read Spider-Man comics, that's not what I would hear in my head. Andrew Garfield, on the other hand, didn't quite give off the Peter Parker vibe. Plus, he's too tall. He's huge. But he was a great, quick-witted, snarky, smart-ass Spider-Man. Awesome. Tom Holland, I get both. You can tell he's a troubled teenager. He gives off this nerdy vibe, very quiet, reserved. But when he puts on that Spidey suit, to me, that's Tobey's the best Peter. Andrew's the best Spidey. And Tom Holland is the best of both. He's the perfect Spider-Man to me. And unfortunately, it seems like this next movie might be his last, and I hope that's not the case. Okay, Salome says here, petition for Jimmy Wang Yang, the Shockmaster, and Eugene to come back. You should put that up on change.org. Start the petition. I'd like to see it. Be kind of funny. But guys, it is coming to the 9 o'clock hour here on the East Coast. I'm going to try to catch this third period of this Penguins game and get myself ready for bed. And some doctor's appointments and then bowling tomorrow. Like I said, Saturday morning. I don't have a time. I'll come up with the time tomorrow. So if you don't like the Facebook page, first off, why? Why don't you like us on Facebook? Down in the video description below, there's a link to the Facebook page. Go over there, click like, or click follow. If you don't want to like, just follow. You can do either one. I prefer the like. Give it a thumbs up. And then also down there, you can find the link to the Instagram. Go over there and follow us on Instagram because I'll post it to both whenever I have a time and set the stream up. The YouTube will have the Facebook will have a link to the stream page, to the stream. Instagram will obviously have the thumbnail and point you to the link in the bio, which take you to the link tree, which will bring you here. And of course, if you're watching this, if you haven't done so already, let me see if this thing still works. I don't know if this still works, but let's try it. There we go. Subscribe. A little subscribe stinger still works. Still happy that it worked. All right, Salme, have a great evening, my friend. Thank you for coming in and joining. It's been a pleasure having you back in the stream, in the live chat with us. But as I close, I guess I have to do it on Sunday because I'm going to rearrange. If you've been watching the stream for a while, this is the look you've had. I got my sheet back up. You know, things have moved around a little bit, but I'm going to move things around because I want to put the wall. I have a wall. The wall of my bedroom is right here. You can't see it. It's my camera. It's up against the wall. I have my closet here, and then obviously the rest of the room goes around this way. I've had this green screen, and it's actually blue. So it has a green screen. I'm gonna put this green screen up. I really, really do. So actually, let's somehow have some fun. Just to see what this will do. I forgot I even had this up here as a thing. See, I have green screen. I want to hang the green screen up on the wall. So I got to take this shelf down. I want to put the green screen on the wall, have my computer so my back is facing the wall with the green screen. That's what I want to do. So I'm going to move the setup around. I was going to do it Saturday, but maybe I'll do it after the live stream or I'll do it Sunday. But yeah, I want to get some use out of this green screen because I bought it a while ago. And I have another one somewhere. It's one of those ones that actually fits on the back of my chair. So just knocking shit off. When it fits over the back of my chair, just like a big circle. But yeah, I want to play around with the green screen. So we'll do that. I'll put that up. But I'm going to move my streamer. So you're going to get a new look here at Wrestling with Fans again. I should just do videos like this. I think it'd be kind of funny. Because I could do, let's see. Webcam, filters. No, I don't like that. See, I can turn the chroma key off. And it looks like this. Look kind of stupid. But I do this. And there we go. But yeah, I think it's kind of cool. I like the green screen. I'll play around with the green screen some more. But guys, thank you all. This ridiculous thing off. Like I said, 2 weeks ago, I did a quick little stream. Didn't really have anything in here. But tonight, man, you all made me realize how much I miss live streaming. I know Terry, Salome, Power Gaming. Appreciate you guys. I know I can always count on Yoda. Speaking of Yoda, I'll show this off real quick before I go. I'm glad you said Yoda. It's not really Yoda. So if y'all seen, some of the videos I've done on the channel with my my collection video at 50 subs. Glad to be back, man. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words. But I kind of moved all my Grogu stuff up there. I got the little plushie. I got all the small pops, the big pop, key light, ring light, and then I want to put I got Master Chief and the Arbiter. I got Arby and the Chief up on the desk. The computer, and I got Q. Yo, I got the Amigo Q finally. This is such a cool figure. I need to get the Picard to go with it. I don't want the Locutus, I want Picard. But I got that. All those Hulk figures up there with my computer. You see, I've got kind of like a Pokemon theme. I got all the starters down there. Mime, Mew. I'm gonna make a Hulk build. So I'm gonna tear down my computer. It's a white case. I'm gonna paint it purple and green and deck it out in green and purple lights and put some Hulk figures and some Hulk pops in there. But I'm gonna do that probably sometime over the winter when I have time. But yeah, I got all my Grogu stuff, all my Yoda stuff up there for right now. I'm gonna redo my collection at some point. I just don't know where and how. I might go over on that far wall over there where I had other stuff before. We'll see. But everything else is kind of put away for the moment. Like I said, except for a few figures. And I picked this up. Jen is a huge Captain Marvel fan. So if you haven't been to If you have a Ollie's, you have Ollie's. Check them for and why is that? All right, hang on. Let me turn. All right, there we go. Turn the chroma key off so you can see her. Got Captain Marvel. They got Carol. They had like some Star Wars. I picked up Wedge Antilles Black Series figure for like $6 at Ollie's. But it comes with like the flame head, the flame hands. But it also comes with the cool head. The warrior head with the mohawk. Pretty cool. Check Ollie's. They've got, Marvel Legends and Black Series. Haven't seen many wrestlers, but they do have some cool stuff at Ollie's. So check out your Ollie's. And yeah, but dude, I was so pumped when I saw Wedge. Like, I love Wedge. Wedge is one of my favorite Star Wars characters. So underrated is Wedge Antilles. But he's over with my Star Wars figs. But also, Big Lots apparently is getting what are they getting? They're getting the Royal Rumble wave from last year with Umaga, Warrior, Austin, and Titus. They're also getting what I thought was a ringside exclusive 2-pack, the Triple H Jeff Hardy 2-pack, is now showing up in Big Lots. So I might check out Big Lots tomorrow. Tomorrow's payday. So, and I said a while back, I'm kind of done from the toy hunting game. But I'm still on the hunt. I want that Piper Hollywood figure. I want the They Live figure. Like, I need that in my life. I had Wrecker from Bad Batch. I had him stashed at Walmart. And I went back the other day. It had been there for like 3 weeks. I was like, I'm finally going to buy him. And he was gone. So, rip. I really wish I had got him when I had the chance. But I'm going to try to find that Piper Hollywood figure. Legend Series Kevin Nash when that drops, so I can get that with my Hollywood and my Scott Hall. And Casey Jones. NECA Casey Jones. Anybody sees NECA Casey Jones, you hit your boy up. PayPal ready. I need that Casey Jones. Because I don't know if y'all have seen it, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but up on top, I've got Funko Pop, NECA, and Playmates for all 4 turtles. And then I got Splinter, Shredder, and Super Shredder, NECA up top, and then the NECA April there in the middle. If you've seen the Instagram, follow on Instagram, link in below, you see my turtle setup. So I need that Casey Jones. If you see that Casey Jones, holla at your boy. Holla at your boy. Want to complete the Bad. I do too, man. I love the Bad Batch. Like I said, I found Hunter. I found Hunter at you're from the area, so you know this Charlestown Walmart. I found Hunter at the Charlestown Walmart. Like, the figure, it was before it even released. I think it was like 3 or 4 days before street date, but they sold it to me anyway. So I've got Hunter. I need Wrecker. I need Tech. I've got all the pops. I've got all the Bad Batch pops. I have the whole set with Omega from Target, the Target exclusive. I have the Wrecker that came with like the Darth Revan set, but I don't have the Bad Batch Wrecker because like, I don't need 2 of them. I wish I would have waited and bought the other Wrecker, but I found them all. I got all of them. But yeah, I need the Black Series, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I pre-ordered Koska Reeves, Sasha Banks from Mandalorian. I pre-ordered that way back the day when it dropped. And at in July, when my bank card expired and I got my new card, I went on Target and I thought I had updated it. And apparently it didn't update, so they canceled my order. So luckily I went right back on Target after I got the email, pre-ordered her, and supposed to get it sometime in November. So fingers crossed I still get that. What else? Amazon. Where's my Amazon email? Because I pre-ordered that Hulk Hogan Elite. The Hulk Hogan Ultimate, the Fan Takeover Ultimate that you get on Amazon. It's gone up like 3 or 4 times, and every time it sells up. But the one time I finally got in, and it was supposed to come like this month. Well, like a lot of other people, I won't put the information up, but they moved my order. I am supposed to get the Fan Takeover Ultimate Edition Hulk Hogan August 3rd, 2022. So hopefully that doesn't end up being the case, and I get a little sooner. But not on a big toy hunt. I just need that Casey Jones in my life. I need that Elias Koteas figure in my life. I ain't gonna be complete without it. You said pre-ordered Koska through Hasbro. Man, I was so mad. Like I hit Target when Koska went up. I was like, I need Koska because I got Katie Sackhoff. I got Bo Katan. I picked her up. Luckily, my friend Bobby, friend of the show, podcast Bobby, found her down in North Carolina where he lives and sent her to me. And like I said, I've been waiting on Koska. I need Koska. I've got a couple Grogu Black Series. Like I got the little Grogu Black Series. The one you can get from I think Best Buy had them on clearance for like $8 at one point. Like they originally they wanted $10. This is what you get for $10. It might have been like $5. But I got him. I still need Mando though. I still need Din Djarin. I'd like to get the Beskar armor one, but I'll take any of them at this point. But I'm gonna get one at some point here. I'm gonna get me a Mando and Grogu because I got all the Grogu pops. I think it's so much crap. It's ridiculous. And then what's in here? These are all my Marvel figures. That's Marvel. Pop, Hulk, Pop. For anybody who wants to make risers, I'm gonna pull my camera up there, but this was the prototype. This is a prototype. What I did was I took some foam board, like big sheets of foam board. I think these were like $1 at Walmart, something. And then basically just cut 2 long rectangular pieces to the length, 2 side pieces, and then some supports and a lot of hot glue, and it makes a perfect riser shelf. So you can line in front, line on top. So that's what I did up there for my wrestler pops. I made 4 high. It's all foam board. Cost me maybe $10. Where you can buy those acrylic shelves for like $10 a section. I think I needed 8 or 10 sections to fill that shelf up. Little collector hack if you're interested. But I'm gonna go and hop off. Terry, man, appreciate always a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so much for coming back. Always appreciate the kind words. Salome, Power Gaming, thank you guys so much again for being a part of the live stream. I'm going to try to do this more often. Like I said, I might try to do Thursdays, but it'll have to be around 7 p.m. because I'm in bed and asleep by 8:30. So I'm going to try it. Terry, you have a good one too, my friend, and I will catch you wonderful people sometime this weekend. Probably Saturday, mid-morning. We'll see. I'll post the time on Facebook. I'll post it on Instagram. Follow for more. Guys, thank you guys so much. Peace.